Well, we had some progress in the second, third, and fourth quarter, I suppose. The first quarter was very poor. The guys that started the game pretty much eased into the game, and this is a smash mouth team that, puts physical hits on you both offensively and defensively. That's just how they play. They play a clean game, but it's a physical game. And so, we got smashed in the face in the first quarter. And look, we got some guys out there that, you're seeing what development looks like. Put in a situation where responsibility is raised significantly, and you're not playing with all stars or all league guys. And so, but this is just part of it. Ben and Jarace got to learn from, really the entire game, but the first quarter more specifically. And, they're both smart guys that work hard, and they'll get better from it.
What did you think of Andrew Nemhard running the show and the time he got being the lone, point guard kind of out there on the floor?
Look, we all know we can do it. I mean, he had some good stretches, but that team didn't play well. That group did not play well, and they were a minus 14 in the first half. And it was pretty clear, in timeouts, the things we needed to do. We needed to move the ball. We needed to get some stops, and we were fortunate. Our zone was very effective in this game, but our man-to-man was not. And so we have a lot of work to do. Tomorrow's a scheduled off day, as much as it hurts me to say that after this. But it's the right thing, and Wednesday, we got to get back after it. And then Thursday, it's our last game.
Just obviously, a big part of that was that first unit getting used to, I guess, itself, each other. 18 turnovers, obviously, they turn them into 27 points.
You don't have to get used to each other to go out there with the right attitude and the right disposition and the right mindset and the right physical posture. We did not do that. And, I can't read minds, but it looked like the expectation was, hey, I'm going to go out and get my shots and get into the game that way. And I mean, it was ugly. It was ugly. I mean, every one of their guys, they blew by us. They got offensive rebounds. They punked us physically. You name it. I mean, everything was happening out there that we don't want to happen.
We talked before the game about Edey and what makes him difficult to guard, could make him difficult to guard. He obviously goes for 23 and 9. It looks like Miles, for one thing, did relish that matchup, basically just sort of fighting in there with him. But what did you think about what made him as tough as he was, and how did you feel like he and Miles and Isaiah did as far as trying to just push back on him?
Well, history will likely show that where he was chosen in the draft was low. I mean, he's going to have impact, and he was drafted by an organization that believes in size, and they believe in what he accomplished. I mean, 2-time National Player of the Year is a big deal. I mean, that's it's rare that can even happen in today's world of college basketball. But I have great respect for what he accomplished at Purdue. And I have a lot of respect for what he did tonight, because he put a will and a physicality on the game that we simply did not match.
I feel like we're taking strides in that end of the floor. I feel like we just have to stay consistent on that and continue to focus on that end of the floor, especially because we're such a good offensive team. So I feel like we focus in and locking on that end, we'll continue to grow and develop.
Rick just mentioned tonight he thought your zone stuff was okay, but not as much the man stuff. What are you seeing as the struggles you guys are having in man coverage?
I feel like just keeping it as simple as keeping our man in front, stop needing so much help, stop needing the rotation, stop needing the seeker, just try to guard our man, guard our yard without needing extra help and extra bodies.
That fourth quarter, what were you seeing different that let you get going a little bit?
I It was really a mindset kind of thing, just trying to flip the switch and get in attack mode. But I mean, I guess the lineup too. I guess I kind of had to do a little bit more with the different type of group out there.
Rick wasn't thrilled with the first unit as a whole, I guess, in the first quarter. I mean, what took you guys a while to get going? Obviously, it's a different unit than you're used to, different unit that you guys have been playing with. What took you guys a while to get started?
I feel like it was just our energy, because usually that's the one thing that we'll start the game with. Like, we're going to miss shots, we're going to mess up on defense here and there, but if you don't have energy and you don't have that effort that we usually bring in and day out, it's going to be hard to compete against high-level teams.
Do you feel like these guys, did they do something to punish you for that, basically? Because he mentioned that this is a team that plays tough and physical. Obviously, they played all of last year without their guys. Do you feel like kind of that's what it was, is that they kind of attacked your mistakes?
Yeah, I mean, those guys are hungry and they fight real hard over there. So them just having that smash mouth, hard play mentality, and then us not waking up, being ready to go it was amplified in that first quarter for sure. And then you could tell once we got our fight, once we got our legs into it, and just kind of switch our mindset into a more dominant, more aggressive, more hard playing mindset. I feel like we started to play more like the Pacers.
When did you get a sense that it had changed, that you had gotten past it, I guess?
I feel like a little bit in that second quarter with the second unit, and then I feel like it was really shown in that fourth quarter with that last group we had out there.
Yeah, how do you feel like the transition's been from playing the 4 more to now playing the 3?
Not too big of a difference, because our offense is so interchangeable. I feel like defensively is where it plays a bigger part, just having to guard those smaller players, quicker players, and just trying to keep them in front.
How do you think that process has been for you?
I feel like it's been going well. It's been a smooth transition. Just got to keep building and getting better.
Definitely transition. I feel like when we do our job and stop the ball on that end of the floor, then it just leads into our offense, and that's the first part, to stop the ball in transition, and obviously it's important for us to lock in on that side of the ball. So
Some zone stuff getting implemented this year. When did you guys start kind of putting that in, and what do you feel about how that has worked for you so far?
we put that in 3 days ago, and we're a super long athletic team, so if we stick to our standards and stuff like that, I think it could be really effective. So, but we're still getting the hang of it and just working through it.
From ball handling reps, a couple times you were dribbling around a screen. How much more comfortable do you feel in those, and what are you still trying to iron out in those moments?
I feel a lot comfortable. I feel like I can play 1 through 3, and just being ready, showcasing stuff that I can do with the ball in my hands, but while also playing the right way. So, yeah, just playing the right brand of basketball.
You mentioned playing the 1. I mean, you had some of that tonight. How much experience do you have in that, basically, and how comfortable do you feel if you're in those kinds of situations when you have to run the offense?
I played a little bit of point guard in college, but here, not so much. I played a little bit in the G League last year, but for the most part, I'm running to the corners and stuff like that. But, yeah, just doing whatever's asked of me.
I think Rick's biggest criticism tonight was basically the first quarter or so, just not seeing as much energy. I mean, did you guys feel like you guys were able to find something once that second unit checked in, basically, and what do you think? How do you think you guys were able to kind of flip a switch there? Or do you feel like you did?
I feel like the second unit today saw what was going on, the waves of the game, and just had to make it evident that we wanted to be there. And early on, it didn't look like we were playing as hard as they were, and we didn't have any energy. So that was just what we talked about in the huddle before we went in, just show energy and try to match their intensity. So.
To speak to that second unit in general, you're obviously playing with a lot of the two-way guys, Enrique, Tristan, some of those guys. What's impressed you about, Cole, I think, as well? What's impressed you about some of those guys and what they've brought to the table, especially the new ones?
I'd say they're motors, and just how quick they learn. When I'm out there with those type of units, I feel like I have a little bit more experience than them, and I'm just overly sharing my knowledge, and they're quick learners and are able to implement that into their games very quickly. So I think that's impressive, and they're motors, especially Enrique. What he's able to do with his hard work and stuff like that, it's really cool to see, and I'm glad all the rookies are playing well. So, and Cole's shooting the piss out of the ball. So, yeah.